Slightly Above Average Gamers, Way Above Average Podcast. Welcome to the Slightly Above Average Gaming Podcast with your hosts, J007TV and Sub1KD. All right, so usually we just share the stream on Twitter, wherever it needs to go.
We've been getting screwed over by this. That Sub1 and I were talking about this algorithm ever since he changed it again, I guess. Like, our live views are not what they were even 4 or 5 months ago. It's not even close.
On what?
On Twitch or on Twitter.
On Twitter.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Twitter live. I don't even know how to go live on Twitter.
Well, we were getting averaging about 200 viewers.
Yeah. Yeah,
people. And then they were just like one day Elon was like, screw you guys.
It's literally you guys.
Specific. I think it was specific. Yeah. I don't know. Jay must have said something that offended him.
For episode.
Oh my God. What I have, usually I have 3,700 tabs open. Right now I have 13 different notepads. I'm trying to find the one with today's schedule of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, it's just in the chat, the group chat.
What's up, Desert?
How are you, buddy? Let me get that done. What's going on, Jay? Desert? Yeah, we normally don't we keep the chat up so we can monitor it, but usually it's just a conversation, and unless something like catches our eye, because Sub1's right. Like, he's the one that pointed this out. He's like, because we upload onto like Spotify and Apple and everything, and like those people don't see the chat. They don't, you know what I mean? So we don't approach it like a live stream per se.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But anyway, I'm ready when you are, Sub.
Sweet.
I accidentally closed the window with my Twitter feed. Hold on. I'm on it today. Firing on all cylinders. 100%. And my weekly gripe that Twitter makes it impossible, or not Twitter, Twitch makes it impossible to share your Twitter account, or your Twitch stream from the stream manager. Like, why is that?
Oh, yeah, I don't even know about that. There's always some problem.
You multi-stream, yeah?
What's that?
You multi-stream, don't you?
I have a few times. Yeah, I recently just got back into streaming, really. But yeah, I was doing Kick for a few months, like only Kick, and just trying to get back in the rhythm of just going live. And then it's funny, I actually accidentally went live on Twitch. I was
Nice.
planning on like making it a thing because I'd been away from Twitch for about 3 years. So I was like, going to make it like a first stream back on Twitch, like post something about it, whatever. And I just went live. And I accidentally toggled the Twitch, button.
Nice.
And what happened? I got like a subscriber or something on Twitch, and it was like a different sound. And I was like, there's a whole clip of this, and I'm like looking at my monitor, like, what the hell was that? And then it dawned on me. I'm like, wait, am I live on Twitch right now? And sure enough, I was. And then I didn't even know my title on my Twitch stream was like restream or some like generic thing, and I'm like, oh my God,
what on earth?
This is not going how I thought it was going to go.
Because I tried to roll with it.
Kind of dialed it. Yeah, I just rolled with it. It ended up being awesome. And I saw a lot of familiar names that I straight up remembered from 3 years ago. And it was a lot of fun, but it's just not, I just don't just kind of wing anything. I try to be pretty calculated with most things I do. So that was a way different experience than I wanted, but it turned out to be great. And, it just kind of shows you sometimes you just got to throw yourself in the fire and
rolling with, when something doesn't work out when you roll with it, you can a lot of times turn it into something solid.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was kind of just a funny thing. And, everybody was kind of laughing about it because it was just like, I was confused for like 25 seconds, like looking around like, what the hell was that? But
hit the button
Slightly above average gamers. Way above
no
average
time like
podcast.
the present.
Welcome.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 97 of the Slightly Above Average Gaming Podcast. I'm J007TV, joined as always by my co-host and homie, Sub1KD.
What's up?
We've got a very special guest today, Big Rob Energy. I'm sure you guys have heard of him. What's going on, fellas?
What up, dude? Yo, I didn't realize your name was J00. I always said Jute. Am I the first one to say that, or is that
Nope.
like a? Okay.
Nope.
Make
Nope.
sure.
Yeah,
I
no,
read fluently
those are zeros.
and elite.
Nice.
Okay, gotcha.
The frequency with which people refer to me as Sabone, and
Yeah,
I've had people call
I
me
thought
that for
about it.
like months on end. Then all of a sudden they're like, "Wait a minute,
I thought about it.
I get it
Yeah,
now."
when I'm live, or you guys probably experience this too, but a lot of people will come up in your chat and they have like just names that are sort of tough to read. When I see those, like, I don't even care what your actual name is. Like, whatever I thought your name was, that's just your name, and I'll
Nice.
just call you that forever, because I'll probably never think of whatever the hell you just said. But yeah,
Right.
And it's always some, like, a lot of times it's like a mix of like special letters and numbers, and you're just like, I got to translate that all in my head on the fly while I'm doing something else. And no, you're Bob now.
yeah.
I'm terrible with names. I really am. Like when I was in high school, I helped teach a middle school band thing for a minute, and I literally couldn't remember half their names. I just called everybody Bob. You're Bob
Just
over there.
everybody, just
Everybody was Bob.
even the
Didn't matter.
girls and everything.
You know,
yeah.
yep, Bob. It worked. It actually.
At
Was
least you
really funny.
admit
Like
it.
Bob
At least
over
you
there.
admit it. Yeah.
Yeah. They thought it was hilarious. Their parents were a
funny.
little less thrilled when they figured out that I just called them all Bob. But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, there's exercises you can do to remember everybody's names in the room, and my wife is super good about it. But me, dude, we just went to a party the other day. I didn't know anybody there. There's probably like 20, 30 people there, and I left, and I still had no idea who anybody was besides like the dude whose birthday it was. But I'm like, dude, that's so terrible. I need to start.
My wife and I actually have a thing where about that. Like, if we're somewhere and she doesn't know, and it's usually she's the one who doesn't know, I'll walk up and introduce myself, and then so she can hear them say their name. Like, you know, I'll introduce myself, and then they'll say back to me what their name is, and then she's like, "Yeah, this is so and so," and it's just something that we've kind of worked out over the years.
Nice.
Right? Yeah.
When I was in college, there was a dude that we used to party together. Like, we didn't have the same friend group, but we had like enough friends in common that we were always like at the same party. Like probably 3 times a month, we'd run into each other at a party, and we'd talk, and we like, he was the coolest dude. We'd always hang out, and then I never knew his name. He was dude. He was, hey bud, hey man, you know. And it's the same with me. He didn't know my name. Like, you could tell neither of us knew our names. We could never remember it. And we were just always hanging out, and it was always friends. So like our friends that all kind of knew each other. So there was no reason to introduce ourselves to anybody. And 3 years, never learned his name. I graduated and left. And I still don't know his name.
You just know he's a fun guy.
He was a cool guy.
I've lived in this house for 9 years, and I know 2 of my neighbors' names.
Nice.
Brian and Sandy. Other than that, no idea.
I
see these people outside and everything.
So you mentioned your wife, and I want to point something out, Rob. She's got a fucking cannon, dude. I saw you guys throwing the shot glasses. She threw it better than you, by the way.
Oh yeah. She put a lot of mustard on it for sure. But yeah, she played softball in college. She played outfield. So she just naturally has a really good arm and is super athletic and stuff. So yeah, that was pretty funny. Nobody expected that either. We all actually thought she would just casually throw it as well. But a lot of people also commented on how she did it in heels. But yeah, she's a good time. So it was funny.
Yeah,
ultra competitive.
That was awesome. I was looking at some of your TikToks today, and that's why I also said I had a bone to pick with you about the teams that you listed who just shouldn't even like think about this year. And
for sure.
I the first one was like the Raiders, and I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. And then like I see Cowboys, I'm like, fucking course, of course.
Yeah, dude, that's funny.
Hey, he's spitting truth, you know.
Yeah, somebody actually saw a comment probably 30 minutes ago on that same video, and they were like, "Oh, this is really good rage bait or something." And I was thinking to myself, like, I'm dead serious. So I don't know why you think this is like. There's no bait, by the way.
No, if you want rage bait, you say some shit about the Eagles. Let me tell you something on Twitter, dude.
I got something coming up for that for sure.
Oh my god, I've had people basically tell me to put a gun in my mouth and pull the trigger in my DMs. I've had tweets go off for like 250 to 400,000 views, like, and it's just literally 1,000 comments basically telling me to get fucked.
Yeah, that's That embodies a Philly fan for sure. They're
There's a
literally
reason
like the
they put a
worst.
jail.
They're
They've
the
had a
worst
jail
sports
in their
fans ever.
stadium for how long?
Yeah. But you know, and it's funny. We may as well just get into it. Like, one of the things I've noticed about you, Rob, is you're able to crisscross in some of the content.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, you know, a lot of people will like find their lane and just kind of stick to it, whether it be games or sports or whatever. But I see you kind of cross over a lot. Like, you do some sports related stuff.
Yeah, I just kind of recently started doing that, and my plan is really to go harder with that when the NFL starts up. I mean, long story short, like, sports really are my passion. They always have been. It's what I pay attention to the most. It's what I care about the most. I played my entire life, like, for 4 different sports, all that kind of stuff. I played football in college. Like, sports have always been everything. The gaming stuff is something I've done. I've gamed my whole life too. Like, even before I even started going to school when I was a tiny kid on the PlayStation 1 or whatever. And my neighbor had like a Super Nintendo, like, way back in the day. So I've been gaming forever, but sports are really my passion. But with this whole content creation thing during the pandemic, I just happen to have, I guess we'll just talk about the whole thing. But late 2019, I started TikTok, and up until March, I didn't really know what I was doing. I was experimenting a lot. Like, I used to drive like a bright orange Dodge Charger, and it was pretty cool. But I was making like car content. I was making like some relationship content, like super random things, like food content. It always kind of had like humor within it, because I've just always loved I don't know, just humor in general, and just, you know, comedy. But I really had no idea what my niche was. And then the pandemic hit, and I was just playing some games like usual, and Warzone was out. Call of Duty was pretty fun. I thought it was pretty fun. So I just made like just a stupid skit about like something, I forget what it was, but something dumb happened in the game, right? Like always. And I just thought to myself, like, in a really sarcastic way, like, how could they possibly come up with this idea, or how could this possibly have happened, or whatever? And just came up with some scenario in my head and acted it out, and it did well. And then with social media, you just, when something does well, you just keep doing it, and that's just how it goes. And then all of a sudden, you have a pretty large following, and then I'm in the gaming world. So it was never like, man, I really want to try to be in the gaming space. I'm going to do this, this, and this. I think this is my plan, whatever. I just like ended up in it. But at the same time, like the NFL and the NBA and everything is like still what I love the most, like by far. I just never posted anything about it. So I'm going to try to sort of transition into more sports stuff, and also just like lifestyle stuff, just things going on. It'll always probably have like a comedic undertone in some way, but yeah, I'm just trying to show more of my interest and stuff. And if I could eventually like work in the sports world, that would be the dream. You know what I mean? If I could be known in the world of for football content and stuff, I mean, that would be like the best possible scenario. So yeah, I'm definitely trying to experiment. I feel like everybody should, but you also got to walk that line of, you don't want to experiment too much, because then your shit's kind of confusing, and, you know, so there's a lot that goes into it for sure. A lot of nuance that goes into social media in general.
There's a lot of nicheness. I don't know if that's a word, but I made it one. I declared it a word.
Yeah, that works.
And it's just like, you know, that you just have to pigeonhole almost. Like, I know a lot of creators do second channels for other stuff they want to do, and it's like, you know, here's I only do this on this channel. And I think it's, you know, one of those things where when you have a variety of interest and you have a lot of stuff that you want to talk about, it's confining.
Yeah. You got to know, the biggest thing with that is like, if you really want to grow fast, then you'll stick with the same thing and do the same thing and just find what works and just literally just keep fucking doing it. But if you want to do the variety route, like, you gotta realize it's probably, unless you're just a exception, it's probably going to take a pretty significantly longer time to grow. And, but at the same time, like, there's a lot of value in it. People know a lot more about you, and they can connect with you on different aspects of your life, and just build a better connection, and which leads to an actual community and whatnot. So, I mean, there's just pros and cons to everything for sure.
Well, what I've been doing on TikTok is, and out of the two of us, he's way better about putting out like content like on a normal basis. I live stream. I live stream and do this podcast, and I'm active on Twitter. But what I've been doing on TikTok lately is in May I just kind of got a fire lit under my ass to start actually getting healthy and get right physically. And I've seen some of your tweets and TikToks about that too, right? Like being a gamer and being active, and have time to play the game, but you don't have time to go to the gym kind of thing, if I'm just summing it up. So I've been kind of posting some of my updates and some of my walks and stuff like that. And occasionally I'll throw some food stuff out there. But, I think what you said about people getting to know more about you, to me, that's important, because I don't want to know just like Rob, the guy that plays video games. Like, it's like, if you're a creator I follow, I'll watch you, any of your content kind of thing. It doesn't matter to me what it is,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, that's even in my office right now, like you'll see different interests around here. Like all that is by design. You know what I mean? Like I love Halo. So if you're a Halo person, right away without me saying anything about that, that we connect on that. And then it's like, I grew up loving wrestling. I grew up, loving basketball right there. Like Allen Iverson, you got, all that kind of stuff. My shirt right here, Gary Payton. Like I grew up near Seattle. So I was a huge Sonics fan, but I don't have to say anything. I just have certain things in my content that tells you more about myself. So there's intent with pretty much everything that I do, or at least I try. And it's all just to build a better connection with the audience. That's always the goal for sure. Because I don't want to be known as just like the Activision guy, and like that's like my entire thing. Because there's not going to be many opportunities with that, anyways. Really.
Well, eventually, Activision's going to do something we all like, and then it's like, what do you do, right?
Yeah. I don't think they ever will.
All right, maybe it's a little more job security than.
Yeah, there's no way.
Well, and your other videos where you're like, hey, I want you to send this to your friend, and then you're like, if you're receiving this, your friend thinks you suck. You know how many times I get that fucking video? Every time I've been texted it, I've been Facebook messaged it. I'm like, God, I must just be trash, dude.
That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, that's like just the easiest content ever, but it's just funny. Yeah, it's just funny to me. It's like I might as well do it. But yeah, the comments are really funny because they'll tag their friends, and then you see their friends like talking shit to each other. So it's fun to me. But as far as algorithms go, I mean, that type of stuff is also super good for like, algorithms and engagement. So I don't know. But,
I think it's one of those things that where it's like there's an intentionality, like you've mentioned, and a dedication to what you're doing. That a lot of creators, especially in the video game world, like they just don't do. I think I left a comment on one of your posts today. It was like, "Oh, I just want to go live, and I'll push the go live button. I won't pay attention to chat. I'll just kind of like do my own thing, and expect to find success." And I feel like there was a brief window during the pandemic where that's what people did, and they, and there was nothing else to do, so people just turned on Twitch, and just let it run.
Yeah. Getting people's attention now is obviously a lot harder because they're not like people are just busy. They're back to normal life, during the pandemic. It's like
it was just
insane. The worst thing you could have possibly done too is like actually think that would have kept being the same and everything. It's like when I was in that and I was getting 2022 was like my biggest year, but even during that, like the entire time, like I went from I think like 5,000 subs, if that, on YouTube to 20,000 or something like in 1 year. But even during that whole period, I remember thinking like, this is insane. Like not thinking like, oh yeah, this is going to just be the same forever. Like I was very like self-aware of what the hell is going on. And I would imagine most people just aren't like that. I don't know, based on like what on their entitlement and everything I see online on a daily basis, like that's just kind of what it seems like. I think people think they have like a sick setup or something, and they're like, well, where are my viewers at? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, dude,
even on a smaller scale, Rob, like I hit, so we transferred from Mixer over to, over to Twitch. And, I made affiliate over here cause I was part of a big community, this one. I hit affiliate right away, dude, for like 2 years, I was making like $300-400 a month just playing games. And I wish that I'd been smart enough to actually save it instead of giving it away, like in gifted subs and shit like that,
Yeah.
I could have had a new PC 2 years ago, but like, yeah, I rarely get paid anymore, and I don't even care. I'm still going to go live anyway. I don't care if there's 2 people in or 15 or whatever. Yeah. That's a lot for me. And, I just enjoy that part of it. Like, having a community and the same group of people that are actually excited to see you go live and come in and hang out with you. Yeah. Like that to me is awesome. Yeah,
dude. Yeah, that's the best. It's funny every time I go live, dude, which is, I've been doing it more often for sure. But, even if I had a stream, like the previous stream was awesome and everything went really well and there's a lot of people and stuff, like even the next one, like every single time I'm like, I wonder if anybody's going to fucking show up. and then like 1 or 2 people do, and all of a sudden like that anxiety goes away and you're like, oh cool, like my people are here, like it's fun immediately, So I totally feel that, for
it's
sure.
like, but there's always like the small, when you're just starting out, it's like, all right, I got one streamer and that's my cell phone sitting here,
dude, for sure. I had a laptop and my phone when I first started, for sure. And I was streaming, or no, I just had my phone because I was streaming from a laptop that would get insanely hot, and I would prop it up on like boxes that I had like from different tech products, like in my closet, like everybody has. And I propped my laptop up on it. Like if you just touched it, it would be so scalding hot. And then I don't know how I was reading. What was I doing? Oh, I had my gaming monitor and then I had my laptop or something. It was just a bullshit thing. But yeah, that everybody starts off, humble beginnings for sure.
I was bar stools in my living room on a ottoman. So I would sit on the ottoman, play on my big screen, set up 3 bar stools with my work surface so I could monitor chat, my laptop that I don't know how I limped along for 6 years before I bought this PC, and then my camera. And it was just like this whole setup. I would have to like tear it, put it together and tear it down every single day.
Damn.
Yeah, dude.
I love that story, dude. Dude, you should you should make a video about that.
You know what I mean? Maybe. And then
relatable.
I got this room because my wife was tired of hearing me tell kids to get effed on Call of Duty, and so we closed in like this right here is like a office nook or like size of like a half bathroom. Yeah. So we closed this in, and then to my right there's a closet, knock the wall out, and so I come in and out through there, and I have my own little gaming streaming space. It was supposed to be an office, but I haven't done probably 5 minutes of work in here since it's been.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's cool, dude. Yeah, I think even simple stuff, like I don't know if you do any content with your phone, but I was just thinking like as you're telling that story, like you could literally be sitting there with your phone and talking about that story. You know what I mean? And that's if it's relatable
enough.
Get that
AI video maker and have and do that where it's like he's holding his phone and like his whole house is in chaos and he's trying to like act like he's streaming.
Oh, that would be funny.
Yeah, it's kind of like the one with the Star Wars stormtroopers doing it right now. Have you seen those?
Oh, I haven't seen that. No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
I've seen the gorilla.
The gorilla one, yeah.
It's
same
essentially
idea.
the same kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how people do like the really in-depth like video AI. I've never looked into that, but I've only done like AI, images and some goofy shit. But there's some like really detailed stuff that I have no idea how people are doing that.
It's interesting that you mentioned AI. I mean, my wife is on the board for like a local market here, right? And their social media team decided to use a AI generated image for National Ice Cream Day. And
I bet people love that.
Oh, it was a big deal. So, and part of me understands it, but you mentioned AI, and I'm thinking about like some of the thumbnails that people generate through AI and stuff like that. Like, what are your thoughts on using AI for content creation, whether it be like thumbnails or videos or like whatever like that?
Honestly, like, I don't think I care. Yeah, I see a lot of thumbnails that are actually pretty cool that are AI, and I just like, I don't know. I don't really find myself caring or anything when I see it. I'm like, oh, that's cool, and then I just move on. I see it as a super useful tool. I don't know.
In
The
theory,
only
it
thing
should
with
cut down on the people in chat that pop in and say, "Hey, I really like your stream. Guess what? I'm a thumbnail artist."
Don't do it. Don't engage these people, because let me tell you, dude, I would come in and I would just roast their ass. And finally, I roasted the wrong Russian, and he follow botted me to the tune of 2,000 followers that night.
Oh,
like I couldn't. And of course, being a moron
Sure
and not
he
being able to
did.
think I could turn off the, like turn off the chat and everything through the mod stuff. Like it just kept going and I couldn't concentrate. I talked so much shit to this dude and I was scared afterwards. I'm like, God, all my shit's going to be hacked. I'm in trouble. Like I reported those follows to Twitch and they're still there.
Yeah.
They have not been removed.
Oh, really?
Nope.
Oh, I thought isn't there a tool that you can get rid of them right away?
I don't know. Maybe there is.
I mean, that was years ago. I completely forget. It's a whole different landscape now. But one of my best friends is an incredible graphic designer, and I mean, nobody hates AI more than this guy. But yeah, to me, like, I'm trying to think of a scenario where I would be really against it. But I think for the most part, I think it's pretty cool. I don't know. Yeah. I use ChatGPT to answer questions and help me with stuff all the time. So. I could definitely tell when people use it to write things, though. It's pretty obvious to me.
M dashes everywhere.
Yeah, the dashes, dude. Every single time. I almost made a video about that. I was like, is that too niche? But
That's funny.
yeah, the dash.
Yeah, because I actually work in AI right now, and so it's
Oh, really?
it's yeah. I figure out how to break it with prompts and make it do
Oh,
things
yeah.
like try and take over the world and stuff.
Yeah, I had it write me a whole meal plan recently. And right after that, I was like,
story once, and it was like it ended
Oh.
up being like a 10-page story, and it was really fascinating. And
wow.
it was like I'm like, this is actually interesting. Like, and I kept going like, all right, now what?
Yeah.
What happens next?
That's
It
funny.
was like it was
Did
interesting.
You ask it that?
You know.
You're like, what
Yeah.
happens next?
And so it's like
Never-ending
it would
book.
spit out like another page,
Yeah,
and then and eventually
that's
I'd,
funny.
I kind of had to move on and get back to work. But it was like it was interesting.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm using it for, I just started tracking macros because, I
Yeah.
told you I was trying to get back on the horse fitness wise.
Yep.
And so I use one of the, it's MyNet Diary, and like you can scan your plate and it'll tell you how many, it'll break down your macros and all that stuff. So I started doing
Yeah.
that because, dude, 5 years ago, my personal trainer was trying to get me to do that. And I'm like, there's no way I'm going to sit here and like weigh everything and log everything. Now that I have this app and how easy it is to do that, I track macros most days.
Yeah.
On the weekends, I don't do it as much, but during the week for sure.
Yeah, I will say, I know, I forget, I don't remember what app it was, but there was an AI app that does that recently got exposed for it just being like very inaccurate. So if I were you, I would use that, but I would also compare it to like the MyFitnessPal app and actually like manually put in what you made and just see if it actually is accurate. And then if it is, like, keep doing it. But just so you know, I'd be remiss if I didn't fucking say that. But
No, I'm glad you did. Shit, I
Yeah.
didn't think about
I forget
that.
what it was, but I saw I follow a lot of fitness people. Somebody like called out somebody about that app because they did like a brand deal, and they're like, and then they showed like a document proving that it was like wildly wrong or something like that. So
Wow.
yeah, I would just compare like the manual versus like the app.
I feel like
so-
everybody
'cause you
just
you don't want to be
everybody just
eating an
assumes
extra like
AI is
900
like the
calories.
smartest thing in the room right now, and it's like it's so funny because when you're actually like messing with it at like a fundamental level, it is basically a wordy Google search at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like it just spits back like what other people have said.
Yeah, right.
And like when you're messing with AI, like, I'll take the same question and put it into all the different AIs out there, and I'll get some wildly different responses. And it'll just be
Yeah.
like, like which one of you is smoking crack, or are all of you smoking crack? Like, what is going on? And then, I had ChatGPT once get basic arithmetic wrong. Like, it was like I was trying to like get I had a financial table I was trying to make sense of and trying to and wanted it to check my work, and it came back and it said, no, you're wrong, and like pinpointed and math that didn't work out. I'm like, oh, that's weird. So I put the math into the calculator, and the calculator came out different, with the answer that I came out with. So I put the math into a different AI, and the different AI came back to it. And so I came back to ChatGPT, and I'm like, hey, my calculator says this plus this, 4 plus 3 equals 7, and you say it's 9. Like, what's up? And they go, your calculator's wrong.
What?
And I'm like, what? And I'm like,
dude, wow.
Oh, man. And it was so bad.
I definitely keep thinking about how we are like in the very early stages of this. Like, I feel like this wasn't even that popular like a year ago, it seems like. And just like what this is going to be like in 5-10 years, like it's gonna be insane. But
somebody posted this on LinkedIn, the cesspool as bad as Reddit, but they LinkedIn, it was this whole story of like, chefs are all going to be out of business because everything's going to be cooked in a microwave. And it was like this whole article, like fake article written from the perspective of like a 1950s like journalist, when microwaves were new, right?
Oh,
like, you can cook anything in a microwave. Anything can be cooked in a microwave. So being a chef means nothing anymore, right? Like, dead profession. And the whole point was that, AI is a great tool.
Yeah.
But, it's not going to be like taking over everything. And they're right to a degree. It's definitely not there yet.
Well, I've used it for some, what was it? Like some directions on like a website, or what was I trying to do? Like something online. And, the directions it gave me on how to use this website, like were based on like the very old version of this website and like what they were even stating in the settings. Like none of that shit was in the settings and whatever. So you definitely got to be a little, careful.
You can always ask it when, like, what's the most recent data it has access to. You'd be surprised. Some of them are like 6-8 months old, and it's like their data set just ends at a certain date. And so they'll be like, I don't know anything newer than, because I ran into this when Black Ops 6 was new, and I was trying to like get thumbnails and stuff, and it wasn't like understanding what I wanted to do. And I finally was like, I think it was Grok at the time. I'm like, when is your, what's the most recent data you have? And it goes, and it was like 6 months old.
Just in general, like all data?
Yeah. So there's two ways of doing it. One is it can scroll pages, right? And then it can, based on what it finds at that time in that scroll, it can go for. But they're all trained on a data set, right? So it'll be like, the totality of the internet will be uploaded to their servers on a certain date, and then they won't do that again for 6 months or a year. So it actually knows, it only knows, because then it like processes all of that data and learns it basically.
Yeah.
And so what it knows ends on that date, like in terms of real time. So if something happens after, it has to do a Google search to find it and then decide how to incorporate that in.
Huh.
And
I
so
didn't know any of that. Interesting.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's kind of like I've seen people write whole, statements and stuff, and they're like, and I'm like, that none of that is true because that all changed like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 months ago.
Well, how about Activision relying on the AI for their anti-cheat so much? How about that?
Dude, they rely on AI for a lot. I mean, they had AI like loading screens and a bunch of stuff. Some not operators, but like something else. What was it? Emblems?
The 6-finger Santa.
They just use AI for like several things. So I don't know what the hell is going on. Their anti-cheats actually, I guess like the voice chat and everything.
Yeah, so someone actually did a really good video on the the mod for the voice chat and everything.
Talks mod.
Yeah, the Talks mod. So
I don't know anything about that.
It's pretty interesting. I'll let him tell it, but it's an interesting video for sure.
Have you guys been banned?
I'm like permanently chat banned. Like,
what'd you say?
No, and it's the stupidest thing. So okay, here's the thing. Here's what they're doing when they
permanently.
I think so. it's either bugged or I'm permanently banned. I don't know which, but I'll tell that story in a second. But like, basically, what happens with them is that they have this AI system that monitors everything you say, but it doesn't just monitor you for what you say. It monitors everybody who can hear you for how they react to what you say, and that's how they get around the whole like, oh, we're going to let you have banter, right? You can have friendly banter or whatever. And so you can say things to someone who laughs and like says them back to you. And the system will be like, cool, you guys are buddies. But like, if somebody who can hear that, like what you're saying, doesn't seem to react nicely according to how their voice changes, they'll flag you as inappropriate.
What?
So you can literally say the same thing to two different people. And one time it's fine. And the next time it's a ban. And then they have a system where they try to like understand who you are and your demographics based on how you talk and what you say. And so if you sound like a white boy and someone says something to you in Spanish and you repeat it back to them, they take that as like a grave offense because you're appropriating culture, and you throw by repeating back to them what you heard in a language you don't speak.
How do you know this?
Because that's the last thing I was able to say on Call of Duty before I got banned.
I mean, like, how do you know? How do you know any of this?
So I hunted down the company that does it, and I read all of their research material, and then studied up what they're doing and how they're handling their AI. And then I went,
You made a video about this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Damn.
He does the nerd shit of the podcast. I don't do any of that. He's the nerd shit.
Did you make a long form? You should make a long form video about it.
I do. Yeah. It got covered by Blame Truth too, and a couple of other people. So it was cool to see. But yeah, it was.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, it's so frustrating because I like to talk shit, and
of course, yeah.
And it's like, but it's weird because on my PC I can talk. So it's literally just on the Xbox. So I go back and forth between both.
On the same account? That's so weird.
Right?
It's not just your account. It's like what
it's
you're
specific
on.
to my account on my Xbox.
Wow, that's bizarre. Yeah, most of my communication's like all Discord, really. So I don't really
now for me. Yeah,
I'll say some stuff sometimes, but it's kind of rare. I don't know.
So I got a warning right after this kind of rolled out. I was playing Plunder, trying to learn mouse and key because I felt like that was like
your
the best
first mistake, learning mouse and key.
Try to do that.
Wasted your time doing that.
And then there's this dude, and it was on Urzikstan, and he's camping on one of the spires over there at the big bathhouse. And he's just camping up there. So I go into my voice chat. I'm like, you're a bitch. So basically, I talked so much shit to this dude. Yeah. I bullied him into sticking his head out, and I ended up two-tapping him with one of the single-fire rifles. I killed him and then left. And then I promptly, the next day when I logged in, they throw me a warning. I'm like, okay.
Wow. Damn, dude.
Yeah.
That's such a huge part of Call of Duty and just gaming in general. And just competing in general is like the mind game of talking to the enemy. You know what I mean? Like no matter what.
Well, I play hockey. I play ice hockey, and it's like you're sitting there, and it's like you've got someone pressed up against the boards, and you're giving them the business, and you're just talking about their mother and all this shit, right? And it's like they're just like saying whatever back to you, and then it's like you all go upstairs and have a beer afterwards. There's nobody cares, right? Like
for sure.
And
game,
like
it's whatever.
Yeah, and it's like for some reason, like right now, there's just no tolerance for that. Like there's no room for that.
Yeah.
Sub One and I, we don't get to play together very much, but didn't you tell somebody you were going to go sleep with their grandma one time, and then you got in trouble for that? I was like, I'm sitting here live streaming, and I'm like, God damn, like, bro.
I can't even imagine why he's bad.
Yeah, no, I know. It's so funny. And like if his wife hears him, she'll be like, you need to stop. Like my wife will do the same thing. That's why
there's a reason why I have a room in a garage detached from the house.
Oh, dude, that's my dream. I wish I had that. Yeah. I know somebody else with that too, but that's funny. Yeah, I wish I had like a different studio or something, attached.
Yeah.
But you got a really clean setup there, dude. I mean, like just everything's clean, organized, like it's almost like you do this for a living or something.
Yeah, I actually just redid some stuff in my office. I got a brand new carpet in here, so I had to take everything out of my office, and that was a nightmare for a few days. But we got some new carpet in here and everything. I got a new like L-shaped desk, and I really like it a lot. But I've always kind of been into just how things look, and it just feels better to me. You know what I mean? So if it's kind of cluttered in here and shit's everywhere, it just makes me feel differently. And I don't know. So yeah, I've always been into office stuff. I also have friends with super cool offices too, so that's probably an inspiration, you know, at the same time. Or you can't really, you don't want to be the guy with like the shitty office. That probably is subconsciously why it's like this. But
do your friends do what you do? Like, I mean,
yeah, my closest friends they're all in the world of content, I should say. One of them is a full-time editor, for example. He edits for Joe Woe and Iceman Isaac and
Sooner.
Yeah, Sooner. Yeah,
nice. I like Sooner.
So
fun fact: he lives actually close to me, or at least he did.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, because he posted something and then it showed the location on it, like on the post, and I'm like, that's like 10 minutes from my house, dude.
Yeah.
But
okay.
We had Joe on. We had Joe on this podcast.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Like 2 months ago, like right before Verdansk, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
He's the man, dude. He's so nice.
I like
one
Joe.
of the
Such a
nicest
funny guy
dudes ever, bro.
Yeah. He's like a legit comedian too. I don't think he understands like how funny he actually is, but when I watch his content, I am laughing like the whole time. I don't know. He's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, like most of my friends do this stuff. I do have several friends in town that have no idea how to take a photo or anything creative. Like they have no idea how to do any of it, and they have no interest in it whatsoever. But then I have this other group of friends that we all met, through the internet over the years, sort of like before 2020. It's probably like 2018, 2019. And most of them are either content creators full time or like editing stuff for other people. So we're all kind of in this thing too. We bounce ideas off each other and, give feedback, like real feedback. And I know if something's off, they'll tell me and vice versa and whatever. It's a very like valuable group of people to me for sure. But yeah, we all kind of do the same thing. So some really are different niches though. But
it's really good to have a group of people that are all like on the same page in terms of like,
dude,
this content stuff.
I don't take it for granted like ever, because I see people. I get messages sometimes from people asking me like how to get a group of friends like my group, and I have no like you can't. It all happened completely naturally. It's not like I found everybody on a website like.
You didn't put it on friendhelper.com.
Yeah, it wasn't like Craigslist or something where I found all my friends, but yeah, it's a very it's just great. It's really important too, for sure. So
nice.
Yeah.
All right. I know a lot of your big content, the stuff that's really taken off has been Warzone, Warzone Call of Duty focused.
For sure.
What are you going to do when Warzone gets killed by Battlefield?
Dude, that shit. I almost made a video about I think I still will, but I was going to make a video the other day about how like can we just stop acting like you're going to stop playing Call of Duty, cuz you just won't. Like none of these people will stop, Because a lot of these people, especially at the Battlefield event, like they have massive followings and they're all Call of Duty related, and all their followings are going to be playing Call of Duty. It's like, you'd be an idiot to stop, just go in with Battlefield. I mean, but at the same time,
Tapman, right?
Yeah. Unless there's some exceptions for sure that are like very variety based, and they can do that. And their followings are just so massive that even a small percentage is still like a fuckload of people. But I also fully understand why they, had all these creators come out and promote it. I mean, it's millions of views promoting it, and I fully get it. But, in reality, when the new Call of Duty's out, even if it's not that great, they'll still be on it, dude. I mean, but hey, I will say, I hope Battlefield is the sickest fucking game ever. Like, I hope it really is. You know what I mean? Like, I want a bunch of great games. I want every game to be fun. You know what I mean? Like, imagine that. So
Yeah.
I want competition. I want competition.
especially that's why we need it to be good for
Yeah.
sure. But yeah, I feel like right now Call of Duty can just get away with anything. And
They've
what
won
else?
by default since basically 2020, right? Like essentially they've won by default. And you know, Battlefield, when 2042 came out, Sub One and I talk about this all the time. Like, I had high hopes for it, but then after playing the beta and seeing that they were actually trying to like out COD with some of the shit they were doing in it, I was like, this game's going to be terrible. And surely enough, it was terrible, you know. And then, but this game seems to me, and I tweeted this the other day, it seems like this game is a Battlefield game made for Battlefield people with maybe some pull from elsewhere, but it's made for the Battlefield people because it's based off of Battlefield 3 and 4 ish.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
know,
I have like no history playing Battlefield, so I'm very. I tried. God, I don't even know which one I tried. I tried a Battlefield last year, I believe, or maybe 2 years ago or something, and I thought it was really cool, but I thought when like you killed an enemy, it didn't feel very satisfying to me. They just kind of dropped, and like that was it. I never really felt that, but when I play Warzone, just like the sound effects and everything, like it just feels really good to just kill somebody in that game. And I think that's a big reason why people play it. I think it just, it seems like nothing, but in reality that you get that dopamine from just feeling satisfying things, right? And that's Warzone does a great job of that.
Yeah.
But I thought Battlefield like seemed cool, but it just was like this massive thing going on. And to me, it just seemed like it really had like no objective. And I probably just didn't understand the objective because I was so new to it.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely going to try the new one out, like for sure. Like I'm always trying new stuff. And like I said, I hope it's great. I hope it becomes my favorite fucking game. Like, I don't know.
I think it's one of those things with Battlefield where it's like, if you like ground war or you liked invasion, like you'll like Battlefield. Like that, like if you get in those modes and you're like, I hate this, like you're gonna hate Battlefield. Like that's just, and that's why I literally recorded a video twice, and if my OBS wasn't a complete total disaster, I would have it up by now. But basically, like talking about how like they're two different games. Like they really are two different games. They're in the same space. Like they're first person shooters, but it's like they're just different games, and they have a different core audience, and that's totally okay. But like, so I've been in the Battlefield labs for the last few months. So I've actually been playing it for like 2 months now. And
which one?
The new one, Battlefield 6.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's
how do you do that? That's sick.
So there's if you Google Battlefield Labs, you can sign up. I think they'll open the sign up soon. I'm not allowed to say what might be in there, but you can use your imagination.
Yeah.
It was a cool experience because you could get in there and you could really see what they're working on. And so it's like it was like an alpha stage. So it was much, there were sections of it where like the textures, they didn't include texture packages. So there'd be like, one wall would be like bright pink. It's like, there's no wall, right? It's just, here's like where the wall will be, that sort of thing. But the gunplay, it felt like they took the best parts of Call of Duty, right? Like that feeling when you kill somebody and you kind of get the sound effect and you get that like audio visual recognition. It's kind of back. So like Battlefield, the last two games, probably the last 6 years of Battlefield have been sub ideal. And the last one, 2042, was so bad. Like, I don't think people realize how bad 2042 was. The cheat makers quit. Like the guys who make cheats for the game looked around and said, there's no fucking money in this. Everybody hates this game and it's so bad. We're not going to make cheats for it.
Wow.
No anti-cheat needed. Just make a shitty game and no one will show.
It's so bad. That's funny.
But
damn, dude.
Yeah, it was one of those things where like it felt really good. And I played a lot of Battlefield, like, all the way back to like 1942 or whatever it was, like, back when I was living in Hawaii and we played on LAN because you couldn't connect to the mainland servers without 150 millisecond ping before fiber. And so it was like, had a lot of fun. The game's a lot of fun. Battlefield can be a lot of fun, but it's like kind of like multiplayer where it gets really repetitive after a while. Doesn't matter how you do it, how you play on it.
Yeah.
But
I sort of felt that, but
BR though, I could play a good BR forever.
Yeah.
Like you could just over and over again. It's so different. And I think that's why people who play Warzone have a hard time going both to multiplayer and to other games like Battlefield, where it's like it's not as impactful and it's not as rewarding to kill somebody, right? When you're going to kill 35 people in the same fashion, right?
Yeah.
But like, in Warzone, you kill somebody, it's probably a longer gunfight. All
it's
their
a big
loot
deal.
splatters everywhere. You get the death comm of get fucked, right?
Yeah. What does Arnold say in it? You asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. That you mentioned dopamine. He mentioned killing 35 people. That's kind of why, like right now, I'm concerned for Warzone because I think that the writing's pretty much on the wall, dude. Regular pubs are going away. We're gonna have a choice between killing bots or playing ranked play. And honestly, dude, I just can't. I get nothing from casual. Nothing. I run it for a warm-up, one match in a night, or I did a sub challenge for it the other day. I had 3 matches in a row. But like I just get nothing for it because to me personally, the reason why I hopped on online gaming in 2004 was because I wanted to compete against other people, right?
Yeah.
Like, not continuing to play bots or AI or whatever. And so by doing what they're doing, I feel like they're actually going to be killing Warzone a little bit for me. And I'm saying that as somebody who's actually having fun right now in pubs. Like this year has been way better for me and more fun than last year was,
Yeah.
So I'm just concerned that they're going to overemphasize the AI and the bots because it's nothing rewarding killing a bot that threw a grenade at you and then fucking laid down. Or hovered above you where you hear the parachute sound for 30 seconds before you shoot them. Like that's just not rewarding to me.
Yeah, some of them are just insanely bad. It's just like they just like if you're top control center, they just keep coming to top control, and you're like, this is kind of ridiculous. Like, the only good thing is that it's not 100% bots, so you kind of know at the end game it'll be like 3 other teams, it gets kind of sweaty and stuff. So it just depends on what kind of vibe you're after, I guess. Like sometimes with me and my friends, like we used to play some casual for dance and just like no one's really focused on the game. Like we're completely just talking about some random shit and having we might be having a conversation about like the content we made today and asking for advice and like there's no community, like teamwork or anything. So I didn't mind that. If it was like just bots, dude, that would be fucking crazy.
That would actually suck, I think.
Because you knew you would win. Like that just ruins
they'd have to crank the bots up to the they'd have to crank some of the bots up to like to be top player, and then it's like, well, now you literally they have walls and aimbot because they're bots in the game.
Yeah. And another big thing for me actually, like personally, was I used to be like just a multiplayer guy. I like when Verdansk was out the first time, like I played it maybe like 5 or 6 times. Like I never really played. It was just so slow, and I've always been a multiplayer guy, like always. So playing that was just not my style whatsoever. We'd run around for like 15 minutes, couldn't find anybody, and then I would die, and I'm like, dude, what a waste of my time. You know what I mean? In reality, I just wasn't good enough to know what was going on and what. I remember playing for one of the first times, like I didn't even know how to drop my money for somebody. I remember asking my friend, we're at like a buy station, and he's like, dude, drop your money. I'm like, how do I what do you mean? What does that even mean? Like, how do I drop that? He's like, the D-pad, dude. I'm like, what?
You're like, what's a D-pad?
Yeah, so that was frustrating, but that was also just not my style. So when Verdansk Casual came back this time, it actually let me kind of just learn the map way more, because I was like paying attention to like where to go and what, like you just learn these buildings and where the stairs are, where the ladder is, like all that kind of stuff. So that actually helped me personally like learn the map. But Yeah, I think it just has a time and a place for everything, I guess. But if it was like just that'd be fucking terrible, dude. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. So I don't know. We've talked about this, Jay and I, a couple of times, and it's like it feels like Call of Duty is trying to figure out how to do SBMM without SBMM, and like bots are going to be that filler where it's like,
Yeah.
And there's a degree to which, like, all right, if you've got some good players and you've got some average players, instead of like continuing to fill the lobby with good players and average players so that everybody's sweaty and it sucks, like, why not just fill part of the lobby with mediocre bots and like let everybody have a little bit of fun? It's kind of that weird like middle ground of kind of gray area of like what's too much, but I think from looking at what they're doing, they could really make those bots feel like players. Because I've been doing the camo grinding, like the Warzone camos. Decided I would do that once the casual mode dropped the first time, and I'm like, all right, I'll try.
Oh yeah,
right? Like let's see if we can have some fun.
Yeah,
and sure enough, it was like, all right, it was reasonable to do some of these camos. Like if you're not like an all-star player, if you're not Joe-O, like Joe-O can just be like, whatever, I'm going to go into casual, regular lobbies and slam through, 100 kills with the SVD and then get like 5 kills without dying with that thing.
Or even like stunning somebody, then hip firing them with a certain gun. It's like that's actually pretty tough for most
and all that.
people.
And it's like, okay, no.
Yeah,
I'm not there, right? So they put it out. I'm like, all right, I can probably do that against bots. I can make it work. So I've been grinding through that. I'm almost done. But like I have had some teams. So I'll solo queue in. Like I won't. I play. I don't log on till like 9:30 at night Pacific time. So there's nobody around.
Yeah.
Right. Most of my friends are Central or East Coast, so they're getting off about the time I get on.
Dude, the story of my life, dude. All my friends.
I'm like, all right, cool. I'll just solo queue in, and there are people that I run into. It's like, drop your money. What money? What do you mean, what money? You've got $12,000. Either buy the loadout or drop your money.
Yeah,
I have
Did
money.
they buy a selfie instead of fucking loadout?
Like, where do I do that? Like, do you see the box right there with the stuff in it that like you click on it and says buy stuff and it calls a buy station and it has a little $sign shopping cart on a mini map. What's a mini map?
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, dude.
Struggle is real.
People are like that. Sometimes you'll kill somebody and like you for sure thought it was a bot, and then like their loadout, you see their loadout on the ground, you're like, that was a real guy. Like there's
and then
no
you pick
way
up their loadout and you're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a MP7 or something. But
oh man.
Yeah.
I can always tell who's trying to grind camos because like I will die to some weird guns and I'm like,
oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
What is that? What is it? Like what was I running around? Oh, I was running around the full auto SVD and the Tonto.
Okay. Oh yeah. Tonto.
Back, like as like my loadout, and I got some people like I died to somebody and I came back for my stuff and I was playing on the PC so I could actually hear them, and they're just like, I waited for you to come back so you could have your stuff back because what the hell is this? I'm like,
dude, that's funny as hell.
Appreciate you. Yeah. And then they killed me later. But like, yeah,
that's funny. Yeah, the fire rate on the Tonto is terrible.
Oh,
everything on that thing is terrible.
So slow. It used to hit hard though, but
yeah, that was one of the hardest guns that I tried to, that I got diamond. This is the first year I ever camo grinded in multi, and I got it diamond. And let me tell you, that was one of, I think, 2 that I was ready to just quit the game over because
it's really slow, dude. Yeah.
It was awful. So, Warzone, we thought Warzone was back with season 3, right? Like that. Can we agree, the 3 of us, that was probably one of the better updates we've had for Warzone in a while? Like everything ran smoothly. There was balance in the weapons. The map was good. What happened, man?
Dude, I don't know.
You're in the boardrooms. You should know this.
You have to tell us what happened.
No one's in the boardroom. That's what happened. You don't even have a boardroom over there. I don't know, dude. Man. I wish I could just see a day in the life vlog of somebody that just works there. You know what I mean? That just one time.
I'm surprised they haven't sent you a cease and desist order to stop making those videos, Rob.
Dude, I said that 3 years ago. I was at TwitchCon 2022, and there was a like a get together for lunch, I guess. But it was like outside of this sports bar or something.
Mm-hmm.
But there was literal Activision developers there, and it was like a Call of Duty meetup thing.
Mm-hmm.
I remember telling my friends, because this is where like my content was doing really like crazy well, and it was all like Activision stuff. I remember asking one of my friends, like, I'm like, dude, you think I should even go to this thing? Like, is there going to be like an actual problem if I go to this, like legally or something? I don't know. Like, who knows? But I did, and like nobody cared, and like I've found out over the years that there has been several people that work there that actually like the videos and watch this stuff. So, it's just interesting.
I will say I've met a number of Activision employees through Twitter and stuff, and they all have a pretty decent sense of humor. Like like most of them are pretty self-aware of like the issues when there are issues, and they're pretty I bet they know it. Like they're proud of the work that they do most of the time, but they also know like there's things. Yeah,
I also fully know there's like a chain of command, and if there's something that's fucked up, like the guy, like some dude probably can't just like go on his PC and fix the whole game, like, you know what I mean? Just but some people think they can, right? It's like, why isn't this fixed right now and stuff?
Right. Well, and we had Greg Reisdorf on. I'm not sure if you know who that is, but he was the creative director for Sledgehammer Games. Over Modern Warfare 3 and then several titles back. He has a building named after
Vanguard
him in one of the
fault.
games. Yeah. I busted his balls though about Vanguard, because I'm like, how the hell are you going to have a World War II game and you're not even going to have a damn M1 carbine in that game? Like, you don't even have the carbine. He's like, no, we had a carbine. And he's like, wait, no, we had the full auto version. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, God.
But dude, that was great sense of humor, dude. Great sense of humor.
That's cool. That's cool to know. Yeah, that was I think that was the only COD recently that I didn't actually buy. Yeah. I don't think I bought that. I was like, I'm just going to try to get by this season without buying this game. And eventually, like, I needed some guns within it or something, and I didn't really play that much Warzone during that time or something. But I'm pretty sure I didn't actually buy Vanguard. But yeah, people
you didn't miss much. That was
I know.
Actually, it's one of those things where the multiplayer after like the first like season or two, because that was the first time where they like it was so bad they delayed this season, like they extended season 1 for like. Almost a month afterwards and cut like a 6th season from there.
A month.
Like it was, it was like, it was a month or like 3 weeks or something like that. And then
what year was that?
2021, wasn't it?
21 going into 22, because
I think
then MW2 was
that makes
fall
sense.
of 2022.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it was like, it was like consoles, like the Caldera wouldn't launch on consoles half the time. There was a lot going on with it, but the multiplayer, they actually, once they figured out how to not make the screen just rumble and shake the entire time and have everything be on fire, like that was the year where like at launch, right, like fire persisted, right? So like if you got near fire or got burned a little bit, like your whole screen was overtaken with flames, and everything was on fire. Every airstrike, everything just lit the whole map on fire. So you could sit there and be like, spawn in, you're on fire, the map's on fire. Everything's on fire. Everything's shaking. There's dogs biting you in the ass, and like you're just, it's like, all right, well, back to spawn.
The time to kill so fast too.
Yeah,
if you're on fire, that's it.
Yeah, it's bad.
Then you had Krampus on top of that shit, which we gave him a hard time for Krampus too.
Oh yeah, I have videos about Krampus.
That son of a bitch ruined my best clip ever, but that's okay.
One of my favorite events ever was the Halloween Rebirth. I think it was Halloween, or it was like nighttime out. They just like darkened the entire map. I thought that was like super fun.
On Rebirth?
Yeah, on Rebirth. I don't remember what.
They just did that one in MW3.
They did it in Al Mazrah too, like around Halloween, because that was when they had the what's that other Activision game? The Diablo? Yeah, Diablo.
Yeah.
They did the Diablo tie-in, but yeah, they've done that like 2 or 3 times. They did it on Vondel too.
Yeah. I just remember the Rebirth one was like, I don't know. Awesome.
Yeah. They had that one. They had that mode, that special mode where it was like they had like safe zones in it, and all kinds of zombie stuff like for MW3's Halloween one. It was, I don't know.
I don't
MW3 has to have been like the best content year in the modern era of Call of Duty. They did so much. They were so like every week was a challenge, and you had camos coming out the wazoo.
Yeah. Yeah, the camos are great too. The camos in this season or Black Ops 6 are weird because you have like every gun has like the same lame camos, and then you have like 2 special ones.
Yeah.
Unless you're, I mean,
Unless
like
you go
just
all the way.
multiplayer, like not Warzone and whatever, but you have like all the same ones. But I swear on the other Call of Duties, every gun had a bunch of different ones. Is that not? Is that accurate?
It feels accurate.
No,
I thought
they
that was
used to-
correct.
no, they would have. This is how it was, but
Like
you could
2019
always
and stuff?
equip the special like the bonus camos and stuff that were like. So like this year is weird because you have to especially at the beginning, you had to unlock all the base camos before you could equip special camos.
Right. But maybe
And
that's
so
what I was thinking.
The
Yeah.
special camos are like supposed to be universal, but you can't use them until you've already done it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it was the dumbest thing ever because it's like, all right, especially if you were grinding it, it's like, great, I've unlocked the special camos. I'm only going to be in the lobby for like 2 games before I start to get my first gold. So,
yeah, right.
and that's what I'm putting on, right? Like not these special ones.
Yeah, and they're all headshots. Like all you
In
need
the
is headshots.
past, before 2019, and 2019 might have done this too, where the base camos were all the same, but the challenges were all different, right? So it'd be like, there's a camo for headshots. There's a camo for like, whatever it is. And then
Laying
you do all
prone
of
in
those.
a hallway.
Yeah, whatever the challenge is, right? And then so you all got kind of the same base camos, and then the mastery camos came after. And then any other camo that came out, you could just equip, right? It didn't matter. You didn't have to unlock anything.
Right, yeah.
And so this year was just weird. All around, I feel like this year
I knew
was
it
weird.
felt different. I knew it felt different for something. I'm like, but like camo wise, I'm like, why is this not? Why do I like feel restricted or something? But even the grind itself, just like it's so mundane, like just getting headshots, and you're just, I don't know.
It's like, I'm just going to sit behind the
lame.
bed on this tiny little map and just wait for people to walk through my crosshair, and I'm going to shoot them in
what's
the
that
head.
what's that tiny multiplayer map?
Stockholm Syndrome or something.
It's just like, it's just nonstop, just terrible.
Shipment? Is it ship? Are you talking about Shipment?
No.
not Shipment.
the
Shipment's
one this
a
year.
beautiful
What's that
map
one
compared to
called?
this one. Yeah, no, it's like you're like in a hotel or something.
Yeah, it's like an H one where you have the atrium in the middle.
It's just mind numbing, dude. But,
It's so bad.
but it's like easily the best one to get camos. It's like, okay, am I really gonna play this map 35 times tonight? I mean, yeah,
yes.
you do, because what else? Like, yeah, I am.
I never
then
cared
that's-
about camos.
And that's Call of Duty. Like,
Yep.
I don't know.
And then by the time you're done, you're like, I just don't care about playing multiplayer ever again.
No,
I'm done.
not at all. Yeah, for sure.
I haven't played multi since Verdansk came out, but maybe once or twice since they brought Verdansk back. But like, Sub 1's been the camo grinder out of the two of us. I've always just grinded weapons to max out for like attachments for Warzone.
Yeah,
and
that's
it.
what I did.
I never cared about any of that, but I got bored this year and I'm like, the hell with it. So I got several guns like Diamond or whatever. And, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, man, I'm having fun playing the game right now. But back on what you were saying about wanting all the games to be good, I think we need Battlefield to be good for Warzone to be good at some point,
Yeah.
and that's why that BR needs to hit. Like it legitimately does, or we're going to be stuck in this wash, rinse, and repeat cycle that we're in every year. And I think that's where like people have Warzone fatigue and Call of Duty fatigue is because it's legitimately the same shit every year. We do the same things every year, and it's frustrating as hell.
Yeah, dude. I mean, even content wise, like if there's new features and new maps and new shit in general, that's millions of people now on YouTube searching up new shit. And it's like, if you make a video about it, it's like, you get views because everyone's searching for it. But like right now, if they just keep bringing back Rebirth or even Verdansk or anything, it's like no one's searching for this stuff because they already know about it. You know what I mean? And they're
Or
probably tired
if they do
about
search it,
Are
you're
tired
now
of it.
competing against the old content from the
Yeah.
last time it was here, right? So it's like you can't
true.
research for Dance Stadium
Yeah,
because
nothing
you're going to get
stands
all the
out.
stuff from last time they opened
Mhm.
Stadium.
That's so true. Yeah, SEO wise, like it's not good. So I mean, if Battlefield's good, it affects. I mean, it affects everything, not even just Call of Duty, but like every FPS game coming out. You know, so
Yeah.
I'm hoping it does look cool though. I mean, I did see some. It seemed like, I mean, it's different though. It's way different when you actually like play a game and feel it, rather than like just watching it. But there were some things that reminded me of Call of Duty. But overall, it looked pretty cool for sure. But it just has to have that. I'm like a BR. It just has to have like a mode that just means something. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the, if you win it, like it really means something, and you actually have to work for it, and can't just like mindlessly just charge into a room and see what happens, and then like spawn again. And you're like, all right, let's do it again.
37 buybacks because they're like $2,000 or $3,000 each. I actually have a funny TikTok like from just right at the end of Urzikstan this last time, dude. I end up just going on a fucking just rage about that, dude. And it was like, oh, here's a second buyback. Here's a third buyback. Here's a fourth buyback. Oh, and by the way, you can have an extra gulag and your friends can buy you back for another $3,000. Like,
yeah, dude. And the redeploy balloons and like,
yeah.
Just all that kind of stuff, dude. There was so much shit going on.
So there's a lot of cheese in the game, really. I mean, and that I think was one of the issues that Sub One and I have talked about a lot with just Warzone in general is, and that's why I think also why it's better now is they've removed a lot of that cheese, right? Like you could still get bought back, but it's harder to do so. Right. It's not as easy to buy a teammate back right now. And so it feels like your actions have consequences. And that's what I'm really hoping that they don't bring a lot of the like Call of Duty cheese into the Battlefield BR. Like let it be its own thing. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, have you heard some of the stuff they're saying, some of the rumors about how the BR is going to play out?
A little bit. Yeah. It looks like they're taking a little bit from everything, like a little bit from all the different games. Which
so from what I've heard, they're getting rid of like the traditional Warzone buyback, right? You can't go to a buy system. They're using more of like a Fortnite system where there's like a buyback point where there's like there might be one or two of these around the map where you have to go there to buy your teammate back.
The van.
However that's going to play out. But it's only supposed, so it's like the goal is like you basically have one life. And like if you die, like getting back in is going to be much more difficult, which I think is good from the BR standpoint of it, right?
Yeah,
like
battle royale. I mean,
but the circle. So it's only 100 players, and the map is supposed to be like Verdansk sized or thereabouts, right? So it's a big map and only 100 players, which seems like it's going to be make for a really slow mid game.
Yeah,
which is what kind of people were a little bitching about. But also the rumor is that the circle never stops moving. So it's not like Warzone where it moves and stops and then you get it like you get to see where it's going to go next, right? And then it moves. It's always moving and it shows you where it'll be in a certain amount of time, right? So like here's where it'll be in 2 minutes. And then when it gets there, then it shows you where it'll be in 2 more minutes, right? And so it's just always kind of collapsing. Which Call of Duty has done that before.
Yeah, the rebirth mode.
It was in Caldera, and it was the big map mode. It was a solos mode, and I forget what they called it. But basically, you dropped in with your loadout.
That was the mini royale.
No, it was a full map solos. You dropped in with your loadout, but the circle never stopped moving. So the circle was moving the minute the plane started moving when the planes let you out, and it was probably the only enjoyable game of solos that I played because there wasn't any, you couldn't really post up anywhere because people would drop in right on top of you if you tried to post up because it was that 30-second rebirth timer or whatever. Like there was a timer on it so you could come back if you died. And so
you can't camp.
Yeah. So there was no camping.
That's good.
And there was no like holding people at the circle very well because the circle was always moving.
Yeah.
And so it was a little chaotic, but at the same time, it had a really good flow to it. And so if that's what they're doing, I think actually 100 players will fit really nicely on a bigger map because they're just going to naturally converge more towards the middle. And the fact that if, according to rumor, if you touch the circle, you die. Instant. One tap. So,
I don't know about that.
Kind of one of those, like, you got to respect it a little bit. You can't like play fast and loose.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
so
shit, we'll see. I mean,
they're doing a lot, and it sounds like they're putting a lot together. I'm just so curious to see, like, if they can pull it off. I think I think they know what they have to do, right? Like both with the multiplayer Battlefield, and I think with the BR, they know what they have to do. It's just, can they do it? Can they deliver on the promises? I mean, I think we'll find out on Thursday how close they are to actually delivering.
What's the what's on Thursday?
The beta starts.
The open beta?
It's the invite only, like the closed beta that like just about everybody can get a code if you try hard enough.
I thought I saw the private beta for everybody.
Yeah. So but yeah, Saturday it's open beta, anybody can play. So you don't have to wait too long.
Can you stream it and stuff?
Yeah.
So it's free for all. You know, it's
what time that comes out. I'm actually flying to Chicago on Thursday, but I don't think my flight's till like 2 p.m. So I could at least try it out once.
Yeah.
I think, hang on, I could pull it up because I have the email. I'll tell you what time it is.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. So it says that it starts at 1 a.m. 8 a.m. UTC, 1 a.m. PT. So on the 7th. So I don't know what that means. What is UTC?
Thursday morning at 1 a.m.
Okay. So that shit's going to be early as hell.
That'll be up and running.
Jeez.
So dude, I might have to take Friday off. Shit.
But yeah, it's cool. They're doing they have a and I think also on Thursday, like if you tune into a Twitch stream, like you'll get like rewards for it. So I think it's like 30 minutes. You start getting codes and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Like watch that.
Cool.
So I don't know. There's a bunch of ways to get codes. It's not hard.
Yeah. A code just to play the game?
Yeah, to get it like
cool.
That Thursday, Friday access. Otherwise Saturday with everybody else.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking forward to like competition because I feel like just Call of Duty has not had anybody challenging. Like everything, like the closest they've had to a challenger was X Defiant. And X Defiant just managed to shoot itself in one foot, nail the other foot to the ground, and then like get run over by a freight train.
Yeah.
And
Splitgate
got concorded.
I actually like Splitgate. Like it's fun, but I just think a game like that and X Defiant, I guess, like there's no story or lore or anything. It's just like a random game, you know, like there's nothing to connect yourself to. I made a tweet about this too, but like Splitgate, like there's no story. There's no
reason for it to exist.
Yeah. Like who are these characters? You know, like what are these guns? Where do they come from? Like what are like Halo was an incredible book before the game, you know, and you could learn all about everything, and then you play the game and you're like, yeah, I know what they're talking about and what's going on here and stuff. And there's a lot of things like that.
They used to put so much into the lore, even of like Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It's like,
for sure.
It's that's like you get these Apex is really good at.
You know, they have these old books that are just loaded with lore and stories and like,
there you go.
What are the maps for and what's going on?
You're right. Yeah.
And it's like so many of these games think they can just put together a multiplayer experience and say, here you go.
Make it free and then do that.
Yeah, people will come.
But, you know, I think that we'd be remiss if we didn't talk to Rob about Halo. I mean, the guy's got a Halo helmet in his background. You mentioned Halo a couple times. Like, what are your thoughts on the current state of the franchise at the moment? Like, what do you...
I think this discussion is going to work the same for the Cowboys, so I'm all ears.
No, we're not talking Cowboys anymore. We're done. I'll just wait for his next fucking insulting video, and then I'll comment there. Get him.
Well, that'll be tomorrow. So
sweet.
Probably it'll probably be tomorrow. Yeah. Funny enough, I actually randomly played Halo Infinite last night.
Yeah,
and I hadn't played in shit over a year probably. And last night I randomly played it because I knew they had like Halo 3 maps in it now, and I've been wanting to try that out, but nobody else plays it and stuff. And I haven't really been gaming much lately either, but I played that, and the maps were actually really fun and whatever. But yeah, just nobody gives a damn, and I think they should have had this, way earlier on, and I think they completely fumbled when the game came out. And there's also a lot of like little things with the game that are still just fucked up now that were fucked up back then. And like even I remember when Halo Infinite came out, to invite somebody to your party, you had to go through Steam, or you had to go through like an Xbox. You had to go through like an Xbox app on your PC or something.
Ugh.
And then also, once you got somebody in your party, you couldn't send them a friend request. You couldn't add them as a friend. You had to do that through some other app. And you're like, how is this game ever going to succeed when like you can't even get these little basic things down? Like I can't add my friend that I just played the whole night with. Like it's just crazy stuff like that. It almost feels like they just neglect the game or something. I know people always say this with Call of Duty. It's like, there's no way these devs like play this game, but there's certain aspects where I honestly don't think they play the game. Like there's certain things where it's like, it's glaring. It's like a glaring issue when you're playing Halo Infinite that I don't know how you don't ever fix. And it just certain things, like I also had to log into my Microsoft Outlook account last night.
That's an ass beating going through all of that, dude. I just want to play the fucking game.
But dude, there's no other game that does that.
I know.
Yeah.
Like just stuff like that. It's just, I don't know.
Well, Halo is one of those things that was the Xbox. It was Xbox exclusive for generations.
Yeah, dude, people bought Xboxes to play Halo.
For Halo.
Yeah, like specifically, it was like their main thing was everything. It's a huge IP that now they don't even do anything. They don't talk about it. They don't talk about it at events. They don't fucking.
Do you remember? Do you remember Red versus Blue?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
Oh,
yeah, for sure.
I was like, like peak, and it was like,
yeah.
I don't understand how that franchise has been left to languish this long and this hard.
Yeah,
and it's like I wonder at some point, are we going to get to a point where we can just say multiplayer cannot stand on its own 2 feet anymore? Like it just can't do it.
Dude, I don't know. It feels like that right now.
Like,
it feels like that, but like to me, I'm like, I don't know if that's just me or if that's just a fact. No,
it's a lot of people because you're not getting the same dopamine hit
Definitely
from doing the same thing over and over again, right?
Yeah.
Like, so, and I think I think we're all in agreement on that. And you get that from a BR. And so like not having a BR was wild because everyone thought they were going to have a BR. They were like, well, why wouldn't they? It only makes sense.
Yeah.
And then they launched the game without one. Like, what the hell?
It was like in prime BR season, and just like there was so much proof that a BR can just escalate a game like to the fucking moon. Fortnite and Warzone, and then they come out with Infinite in late 2021 after like that massive boom of Warzone, like 2020. I mean, they had a long time to like realize this, and then the game didn't come out. Yeah, I thought for sure when I opened it up it would have one, and then nothing had changed from the beta. I vividly remember that too. I opened it up because they just randomly drop a beta one day, and that was like a big deal. It was like a month or two before the game came out, and I was like, oh dude, if they're like ballsy enough to just randomly drop a beta and stuff, like they probably got something else up their sleeve, So then the game came out, and I remember telling people a few days before that, I'm like, dude, it's gonna have a BR, like it's gonna be sick, like
gotta have a BR,
of course it's gonna have a BR, right? Like of course. And then I opened it up, and nothing was different in the UI, nothing was different, no game modes. Like, dude, I don't think Infinite even released with Team Slayer. Like it was just weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's probably the best word. Like I remember just sitting here thinking like, wow, this is like a really odd experience how they went about this and just the decisions. And I don't know.
They've done a lot with like the armor skins and stuff too, if I'm
That was a huge
remembering
thing
right.
too, dude. Like they had armor that you couldn't use on other like I forget, I don't know what the technical term is, but different operators, I guess. There's like different categories of like, 5 or 6 different operators. And the camos weren't interchangeable or the equipment wasn't or something. And they finally made it.
Yeah.
It was like big news that you can like use a certain helmet on these different looking guys. Like it was massive news. They said it was massive news. Yeah, and you're like sitting here like, dude, this is like
this should be day elementary. 1. This is like this is basic like very, like, stuff.
It's wild to me that these companies care so much about like peddling their cosmetics that they can't ever have their fucking cosmetics right. Like with shit like that, like being able to put certain helmets on certain things, or like, like for Call of Duty, like if you bought a blueprint and you changed one of the attachments, it wrecked the blueprint. Like that's so fucking annoying, dude.
That's
that was supposed to be the vault thing, remember?
Yeah, the vault thing. Where'd that go?
Oh yeah, that never came out.
Extra for it. They gave you one on the pre-order, and that was it. Like that's what you got.
I forgot about that. That was like in their trailer and like. Everything.
Yeah, they pushed that. They were very excited about it, and then they were like, no, never mind."
I totally forgot about that. That's so weird.
It's in the same lockbox with the Halo BR, I'm sure of it. But like
lost the key.
Well, and I mean, also too, you got to keep in mind, that was for Modern Warfare 2, and everybody hated that. Like most people hated that game.
That was a rough year, dude.
They were in like fucking, like sirens going off, trying to just keep the game alive and running, dude.
Yeah, 2023 was rough for sure.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Yeah, the Halo thing's weird though. I don't know. They even like they like tweet out things now and have these events, and it's just amazing to me that they still put all these resources into this game. Like the fact that they're not just completely on to the next game is.
Are they even going to have another game? Like,
yeah, I mean,
I hope so.
Yeah, there's been stuff saying like 2027 or something, but we'll see. I think it's like, I think they're like objectively going to make a new game though. I'm pretty sure that's been like solidified online.
Probably waiting for the Xbox XST,
that'll probably be
W, whatever.
It'll be a launch title. And you know what's funny, guys? My nephews are 8 and 6. They're actually playing on their dad's original Xbox, Halo 1 and I think Halo 2.
Wow.
They're playing those games. Yeah. They were talking to me
dude.
About it earlier with the jetpacks and finding a setting and everything. And, I never really played a lot of Halo, but it was just kind of cool. They're playing a 20-something-year-old game on a 20-something-year-old.
Dude, I can remember getting the original Xbox. My dad used to work for Microsoft growing up.
Nice.
So he was able to get an Xbox somehow. And I remember watching him play the campaign, and like sitting there and just watching this and like even all the maps and everything. Yeah, I don't know.
Campaign was lit, dude. That soundtrack.
Dude, it was great.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Every map, every mission was like a completely different looking map and a different vibe. And like, it's just like so good. I don't know. You could just tell they cared a lot about it.
I was on PlayStation 2 during that time with like, a normal sized controller, like a human sized controller.
Dude. Yeah, I remember that came out.
I'm compensating for something controller.
That shit was so weird. I still think about that to this day, like off and on. Like, I don't know.
Like
I wonder if there's any video about that.
I'll see the evolution of controllers, like Xbox controllers, and it's just like you look at that and you'd be like, somebody signed off on this. Like, not just one person.
Yeah.
Like, a bunch of people signed off on this and were like, yeah, this seems like a great idea. And like, what?
Yeah, I remember they finally came out with like the smaller. It was like I forget what it was called, but it was just a smaller controller for the first one, and it being making such a massive difference. But
I remember distinctly, like I was in Target or Walmart or something, and I just that 360 came out, and I'm like, nobody cares because first of all, the controller's like the size of my head. Right. PlayStation 3 is going to be great. And then it came out and Call of Duty 3 was a launch title for it. And I just remember it looked so good.
Oh, really?
And I got my hands on that controller. And dude, the Xbox 360 controller was probably one of the best designed controllers ever.
It's widely regarded as like the best controller. Like a lot of people think that.
Phenomenal. And it's like, I still have, hold on. I have one.
Here's the deal. We're going down a fucking rabbit hole. He's a controller nerd.
Okay, good.
But it's like
controller all day.
like, you know, you get just the look and the feel of it coming off of whatever. It's it just fits. It doesn't, even if you have big hands.
Yeah.
It fits nice, and you can just access everything.
Dude, I remember going into Best Buy and seeing they used to have like Xbox consoles that you could play on and like sample and stuff. I don't know if they still do that at like Target and whatever, but I remember them having that at Best Buy, and Medal of Honor was on it. And thinking,
Medal of Honor was great.
Thinking this game looked so incredible, and there was like a line of kids, you know, lining up to play this game. Like, it was graphically, it was super advanced compared to like other shit people were playing and stuff. But yeah, this is the core memory.
But I mean, that was like, you know, one of those like, all right, that switched me over to Microsoft. So I actually jumped in just in time to play, like Halo 3 and like all of that stuff, like Prime Halo.
Yeah, that was that was right when I got into high school. So I went to college in 2009, and MW2 came out, I think, like a month or two after I got to college. So I missed that whole experience. I actually got into Call of Duty pretty late, but in high school and a little bit of middle school, I guess, was like Halo 2. Well, I guess like Halo 1, but like Halo 2 mainly, and then the Halo 3 multiplayer. That was like my entire high school was like Halo everything. Like Call of Duty. Yeah. I remember Call of Duty in my brain being like the easy game that had like the super fast time to kill. Like all you do is spawn and you can just kill guys like super fast. Like I remember that being how I viewed Call of Duty, but I don't remember a single person playing it or talking about it or anything, because I missed that thing by a year pretty much. It probably would have been huge at my high school, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, Halo was always my main thing. So
yeah, when I was in high school, the cool multiplayer game to play was GoldenEye.
Dude.
That's how old we are over here.
I think I played that before I was even in school.
It had the original SBMM where you had to like go to your friend's house to play like multiplayer. And like you sat there and you were like, oh, you're inviting Bob? Well, Bob's fucking good. I'm going to go play with somebody else today. Like I can't make it.
Yeah. So. My really good friend had an N64. So I used to go down the street to his house. It was like a couple minute walk. And he had like, you know, Blitz and Pokemon Stadium and all that kind of stuff. So that was always stuff, really fun going to his house, because like you're playing something you don't even have, and a lot of super classics. Like Super Smash was probably the most fun game, and that's also when Pokemon was like massive. So they had like some Pokemon in Super Smash, and they, you know, it was just a great era. But I mean, good old days. I know we're getting a little long in the tooth. We're kind of running a little bit long on the old episode here, but Rob, it's been so great having you in. I had a great time chatting with you, and it's always fun, dude. I love doing this kind of stuff and just talking to people, man. I'm in this office all day and talking to nobody. So if I get a chance to have a conversation with people, I love it. You know what I mean? So I really appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah,
it's been awesome.
So we're gonna shove off. Thanks everybody for hanging out and chat and hanging out in listening in. Everybody on hearing this on Spotify, I will have all of Rob's contacts down below. So TikTok, Kick. You're still on Kick, right?
Yeah, I'm on everything. It's just it's literally YouTube. Just Big Rob Energy on anything. It's the same handle on every single thing. So that's that's easy.
Great episode. It's going to be a longer stretch this time because I don't know. Jay, are we doing an episode on this weekend?
I don't know. If you want to, we can talk about it. But we just did one Saturday, and then we're gonna do.
We're back to back. So this should drop on Monday. So by the time you hear this, it'll have been a week since we talked.
Got Battlefield to play.
Yeah. We'll we'll be post Battlefield. So you'll listen to this and be like, what?
Yeah, you can talk about Battlefield on the next. I'm your producer now.
Nice. Okay. But again, appreciate you, and thanks everybody. We'll catch you all on the next one.
Peace.
All right,
This has been Sub One Kitty, along with J007 TV and the Slightly Above Average Gaming Podcast. We're logging off now, so we'll see you next time.